Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Charlotte Tuesdays. It is your
Yes,
girl,
it is.
V, and I have the famous and the one and only, the RideShare Foodie. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm awesome sauce. How about yourself? How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm a little tired, but it's okay. I'm pushing. I'm pushing through. I'm pushing through. You know what I
We
forgot to
got
ask
you.
you? Because I
What
know
did you
I
forget
know
to
you
ask?
told me a long time ago when I first met you, but how do you pronounce your first
Yeah, how,
name?
how, Kreskin. Kreskin.
Kreskin.
It's a
Kreskin.
magician. It's a
It's a,
magician.
oh, okay. I
It's a
didn't know that.
magician from like my grandmother. Actually, well, technically, I'm named after my dad, but my grandmother named my father because she would watch he's mentalist. He's supposed to be like read your mind and do tricks and stuff like that. But she thought the
Hmm.
name was unique, so she named my dad, and then they named me. I was supposed to be Justin. That was supposed to be my name, Justin.
Oh,
It would have been
Justin.
Justin Torres. That would have been my name. But the last man is like, let's just name him Kreskin, which I'm glad they did because I'm the only one with that name. So yeah,
Yes, yes. You have a different name. You're unique.
yes.
So
Thank you
that's
so
good.
much. Thank you.
Now, what were you about to ask me? You before said how you
How did we meet? I think that would be kind of cool to tell everybody. How did we meet?
you wait. You don't remember?
No, I want you to
Oh,
let the people
okay.
know because this is pretty much if you want to know about the RideShare Foodie, I just meet random people. Like I
That's
go
true.
out, I walk up to people, I just talk to them, and we need more of this, especially in this country. Just getting to know your neighbors. So let them know how we met. It was
Right.
just random.
Right. It was pretty much random. It really was.
Mhm.
So I was in the best pizza in America. I'm gonna throw that on
Yes.
out there. Let me just throw that out there.
Hmm.
At Eastside Pizza, in Oklahoma City on Northwest 23rd. Shout out to JB.
JB.
Yes. And so I was just in there ordering the pizza. And I think you were trying to figure out like which pizza to order, and you had questions about the black crust and I'm trying to
I
remember.
did not. I already knew what pizza I wanted. All right, we
Oh,
already had the pizza
okay,
laid out, and
okay,
you arrived.
okay. So
I
that
was
should
trying
have
to figure out which one I want to try first.
oh
We already
that's
had the we had like I think we had like three pizzas or something like that. Shout
yes.
out to
You
JB.
ordered a lot of pizzas, and that's
Uh,
why I said, well, who all are you feeding?
and I gotta say, I've never seen black crust, and I'm from Baltimore, so like I'm here in Oklahoma. Just to let y'all know, I'm not from OKC or anywhere in Oklahoma, so that was pretty new to me. Just to like drive on out to Oklahoma. That was pretty
Right.
cool. And then the people told me about that place, and then we just met up. I guess it was meant to be, right?
I think so. I think
You
so.
know.
It was, and I
And
forgot the young lady's name that you filmed with.
Gloria, I think her name is Gloria. I want to because it was my first time meeting her. She's been following me since LA,
Okay. Right.
since I was
Right.
all the way out in Los Angeles. So we stay in touch. And then I got in town, and she came up and linked up. So yeah, that's how it works. That's that. You see, you get a little bit already. That's how the ride share foodie works. Just go to random cities, towns, and I meet all kind of people, and then we just stay in contact. Man. That's how it
Okay.
works.
That is how it works. And you never know. You make connections and
Exactly.
networking. You never know. So
It's not what you know; it's who you know.
that's
Right?
true. That's
It's
true.
who
So
you know.
let's start from the beginning. So
Hmm.
you from Baltimore.
As we
Okay.
say, Baltimore.
Oh,
No, you got it. But the locals, we either it's Baltimore or Baltimore with a D.
oh, Baltimore or Baltimore. Oh,
Baltimore. Say it one time with me. Baltimore. Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay,
I
sorry.
think she still says, "No, you good. You good. We'll
Listen,
figure it out. Or
my
be more.
southern
You know,
comes out. Yeah, I could do be more. How about that? I could do be
Charm
more.
City.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I'll mess it all the way up. So, all right. So you're
Hmm.
from More, and
Uh,
let's just start back from like, and you're a veteran. So, which
mhm.
military branch did you serve?
Army. I was
Army.
Army. I went in 2014. I was in for a year. It was nothing that I like planned to do all my life. I was just trying to change up the game and do something different with my life and figure out
Okay.
what I wanted to do long as far as going long term. And I was in for a year. Then I got out chapter five. They call it chapter five, but I got on a medical family history on my dad's side, and
Okay.
I figured out what I wanted to do from there. But it was an awesome experience and led me to part of it start traveling.
To
You know,
start
so it was
traveling.
pretty
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty
Well,
awesome.
thank you for your service anyway,
Thank you.
regardless if it wasn't
Yeah.
planned or not, or just being in that setting alone. I know it can be a little stressful. So,
Yeah, I had a military brother that shot himself in the head when he came home. So it is
oh,
pretty, yeah, it's but it's you get to meet so many different people because when you're
mm,
there, you're not allowed to go anywhere by yourself. They call them what is it, battle buddies,
okay.
or Air Force is like wingman. So it's just like to simulate if you're ever on a battlefield, never to go off by yourself, to always have somebody by your side. So
Right.
you're there doing like basic or whatever. You can't go anywhere by yourself unless you have somebody with you to the bathroom, or they call it the latrine for all my
Mm-hmm.
veterans out there. But it's to kind of simulate you actually on a battlefield or anywhere to always have somebody with you, watching over you, watching your back. So, so you learn different things. You get to meet different people from different places. I was 26 at the time. So when I was going in, I already had, experienced a lot before I went in, just, Baltimore. But you'll have like 18, 19-year old, high school, just coming in as their first time leaving parts of Oklahoma. And that's what people, but these are small towns and it's their first time going off somewhere and, to
Right.
experience something different. So they tried to adapt. But it was a pretty awesome experience. And I remember I was, I'm sitting in the barracks, and because you can't really do it, you don't have a cell phone or anything like that. So I'm like reading books, and I find this. I can't remember the name of the book, but it was a Steve Harvey book. It was talking about Steve Harvey and how he came up, and when he was homeless, and how he started. And I was just like thinking about something. I'm like, I want to do some different things, and something that outside of just like hooping and rapping or playing basketball, something different that would inspire somebody, or somebody would look at something that I did and was like, okay, well, if he can do that, I can do something different.
Mm.
So I started making a list, and I made a list of three things I wanted to do. The first thing was to get a car, because I was still on that bus. Oh, that bus! I'll never forget that bus. I was on that bus, baby. And so I was like, get a car, because I didn't have a car at the time. And then the second thing on my list was to travel. And now when I said travel, I meant to like finally get a plane ticket and go somewhere warm, like Florida, as they say, Florida, somewhere warm once it got cold in Baltimore. I didn't mean like I didn't plan to do any of what I've done so far. And the third thing was to do something in film, because I love movies, film, and production and stuff like that. So I already
Okay.
got two things out the way. I've already crossed two things off. I've exceeded, everything
Right.
else. So, so I guess that's next.
Oh my goodness. So
I'm gonna be doing some
26,
pretty awesome stuff. Yeah,
making a list, three
mhm,
things of what you want to do.
exactly.
And so you have
Exceeding.
one, so right, exceeding, because the film,
Yes.
you never know. It could
Oh no, I'm
definitely,
working on something. I'm already
yeah.
working on something. I just
Okay.
got things I'm getting out of the way first, and then we gonna step the game up. So
Okay.
I'm trying to do whatever I can while I'm on this earth to leave something behind, so other people can, have something to me. Like I can do that. It's already been done. I don't have any children. That's another reason I can stay on the road and everything. If anybody's wondering, like if I have any kids or I'm married or anything, no, you know. But the thing about it is, I look at things, at some point in time in everybody's life, we're going to be somebody's ancestor at some point
Mm,
in time in
that's it.
life. And I think long term, and for me personally, I want to have something, especially when I have kids my own. They already know that they can do things or do something different because I've already done it. If somebody ever
Okay.
tells them you can't do this or you won't be able to do this, that's not true. I can. But Google, my dad has already done it. You see what I'm saying? It
Right.
changes the cycle and the mentality that I can't do this, or I'm going to be stuck here all my life, or the only way I can do this if I have somebody help me, or if I depend on somebody to help me. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't want people to feel like that. You can do anything that you want.
I like so. I heard you say that you do want to have children. So
Yes, I am. Mhm.
okay,
Well, not
okay,
me. I'm not gonna have them. Not me personally, but my wife. I ain't gonna be able to do that.
oh,
But
okay.
she can go ahead.
You just want to make sure it be.
I want to have my own. I want to have my own Gina. Gina can go ahead. Gina can.
Oh goodness, I didn't hit the thing.
She
Oh
can work it
goodness.
out.
Okay, Gina, work it out.
She
Okay.
gonna work it. Gonna work it out. Don't you know no good?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Don't get me started.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you do want to have children, and you
And
are
I like to
thinking
make people laugh.
in the future. Yes,
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 yes, yes.
you
I'm a
do.
very humorous guy. But yes, I do. In the future, and somebody told me that I probably, because I like women that talk. Like I
Hmm.
like, I like good personality and everything. Like I really like somebody that talks. So like somebody might have somebody that's like, man, she talk all the dang on to she talk talk talk. That's what I like. Look, send it over here to me. I like, I like, you know, it makes my job easier because all I do is listen.
Right.
But I really like having stimulated conversations with people with actually talking about things that will help contribute or make some kind of contribution to society. And
Mm.
these are things that
Mhm.
I think about. Just long term. Where you going to be 50 years, 100 years? Like things are going to look different, and a lot of people don't think that far ahead.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I am, and it's trying to leave something behind, for other kids or somebody looking like, damn, like I like if it could be somebody's like, look, I want to have my own game console, or I want to have my own cell phone, I want to have my own laptop or something, these are the things that I want to hear, especially coming from Baltimore, you don't get a lot of that, so.
Right. That's true.
So I really want to change the game up and have something positive because usually when you do mention Baltimore, it's The Wire.
Mm.
Everybody always talk about The Wire, the TV show. That's the first thing that comes to mind, you know,
I'm not even.
especially if
I'm,
you've never been.
I'm guilty. I'm so guilty.
Especially if you've never been there, that's the only thing pretty much you probably know. So, and crabs.
Hmm. You wait. Is that a show?
No, 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 crabs. The seafood, food.
Oh, crap. Okay.
The
Sorry.
crabs, yeah, crab seafood. I know you like seafood.
Well, I'm allergic to seafood, so
Oh, really?
yeah, I
Interesting.
can't. I can't play with the seafood. I can
What
cook
would
it,
happen?
but I
You
can't.
can take it.
What would happen is what?
If you ate, would you look like you remember the movie Hitch? Because what would happen? Because I'm allergic to peanut butter or
Oh,
peanuts, and I'm allergic to eggs.
oh,
But
wow.
which this is weird because eggs, right? I can eat like egg foo young. I'm pretty sure you've had egg foo young, right?
No.
Or fried rice, Chinese. It's like a
Yeah.
Chinese omelet with gravy. I can have that. It's made with eggs. Nothing happens. Like breakfast eggs, like scrambled eggs and everything. I can't eat it, and I don't even like it. Or like
Wait.
there's like a
How can you?
sandwich with it.
How can
Yeah,
you
it's
have?
weird. Or like meatloaf. If somebody used egg to hold or bind the meatloaf or
Mm-hmm.
meat, if it's when it's cooked, it doesn't do anything to me. It's weird.
Uh,
I'm already scratching thinking about it. Already itching. Like,
listen,
yeah, so it
don't
doesn't.
have an allergic reaction on live. Oh my god.
That would be interesting. Russian food, he likes food, but he's allergic to love. So, and this is the other thing that trips people. It really trips people out, and people get upset or like they, kind of tease me about. I don't like cheese.
I remember you telling me
Uh,
that at
yeah,
the
I
pizza
remember.
place. Like, how you don't
Yeah,
like cheese?
that's
But
exactly. Hey, yo, that's exactly how she asked me, just like that. They bully me. How you don't like? I like pizza. I like mozzarella is the furthest I'll go. Like that's the. I don't go out and
uh,
now when I go like to Greece or something like that. I'm supposed to be
mm,
going to Ireland or Ireland. I forgot how you say it, but these places they have different kinds of cheeses, so I'll try it, especially because I went somewhere different. But
you
like
don't.
the yellow cheese or the queso, all that, I'm like, I don't. It's the taste. I don't like the funky cheese taste. That's what I call it. Funky cheese
The
taste.
funky cheese taste.
Funky cheese. I don't like that stink.
I,
I don't like it's.
well,
But
have you ever
mozzarella is
tried
what I'm supposed
vegan
to say though.
cheese?
Vegan cheese. I've had it. I've
Okay,
had it
then.
once, and it didn't taste like. As long as it don't taste like cheese, like. But like even with mozzarella, if it's too much, I'm gonna start peeling it off like a scab.
Um, okay. Oh
Like
my
a scab on a. I'm gonna start peeling it off like dry skin. I'll start peeling it back. But
God.
even like I'll do it if it's already made. But like if I personally order like a whole pizza for myself,
Hmm.
and I will eat a whole pizza by myself. I'll order the pizza with no cheese, extra sauce, and whatever the toppings is on it. That's how I eat my pizza.
Okay.
I used to do light cheese, but people would put their version of light cheese on it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
and it's still too
people's
much.
version of it's just like that's regular cheese. Well, no, I did it myself. I mean, dude, that's regular cheese. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I'm like, what are we in kindergarten? This literally happens. It happened twice. I was just like, you know what? Flat out, I'm just no cheese, and I don't have to worry about it. One time I did that though. It was during COVID at Pizza Hut, and the
Uh,
girl put extra cheese on them.
you
She put extra cheese on pizza. I was
you
like, no
said
cheese,
no
extra,
cheese.
and they put extra. And because during COVID you had to wait in the parking lot. So what she did was they would come up to your car and they would take your order. So they give you like the receipt paper. That receipt paper you had to fill it out. And I
Right.
put in all caps, no cheese, explanation points, everything. And it still came out. And she gonna tell me, oh, I didn't really read it. They threw it away when she read out the order that she threw it away. Whatever. But it was extra cheese on it. But the crazy part is it helped somebody else out because it was somebody one of the people that followed me was like, well, maybe I need to order no cheese because when I say extra cheese, they give me regular cheese,
Oh,
and it worked.
oh my gosh, that is
So
funny.
sometimes if y'all ever want to know how to get extra cheese, just say no cheese because they'll try to
Just
do
say
it on
no cheese.
purpose and try to get you. It's like, look, you
Right.
look, yeah, like no cheese, my ass. Look, you gonna get some cheese in your life,
They do the opposite. They do the opposite of
cheesy,
what you said, right?
Mr. Cheese, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my gosh. So
God
so
damn.
you
Chuck
tried
E. Cheese
vegan
got some
pizza.
good pizza though. You ever had Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Long, long,
Man, that
long
pizza still hit. I'm like, it still tastes
time
good. I'm like, oh, look, I walked into one of my last jobs. I did delivery. Like I would drive doing delivering the auto parts, and we was like in the huddle in the morning. We was at the coffee coffee maker. We would talk about Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's like, man, that
ago.
pizza, man, grown men talking about pizza at Chuck E. Cheese. And don't you look that lunch hour? I was like, look, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese, and they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, dude, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese, get me some
Oh my
pizza for lunch.
gosh.
I walk, how you walk in, they had the little, and you walk in there, you open up and walk right over to the counter, and everybody started laughing. It's like, what you coming in here for? I was like, I'm coming here for some pizza, and I might get some tokens. Might get some of them tokens while I'm at it.
Right.
I got some, I got some games I need to play.
Oh my gosh. I haven't been to
Shoot.
Chuck E. Cheese in ooh. I think the last time
Yeah,
I've
I'm a
been
big
was
kid.
probably a birthday party.
Yeah, I'm a big kid, and we had some. Did y'all have Jeepers and Jeepers?
Cheapers. Is that the name
Probably
of a
not. It's a place.
no?
It was a place in the early 2000s called Jeepers, or mid 2000, early to mid, I think 2000s. Maybe it didn't touch y'all. We had a place called Jeepers. Look it up, Jeepers, and it was like a teenage Chuck E. Cheese. Excuse me. It was like a teenager. It was like a teenage version of Chuck E. Cheese, but it had
Oh,
inside of the building. It had like little small like mini roller coasters and stuff like that, and it had these milkshakes that was off
no.
the chain. Yeah, it was called Jeepers. It was back in the day. Yeah. So we probably just had it on. We probably had it over in our region, but it was called. It
Yeah.
was like a
Yeah,
teenage
because
version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Oklahoma is usually the last to get things after y'all done tried it out 5,
Yeah.
15, 20 years, and then we get it. So
Oh wow. Like
no,
that's crazy.
we always seem to be on the slow. But anyway, that
It's
we're
like
not going to talk about that.
yeah.
So, so with your allergies, oh, you were asking me a question like, what happens? So if I eat shellfish, and sometimes even if I'm in the same vicinity, or people are doing their crab legs and stuff is flying everywhere. Yeah,
I'm like,
all of that. Because my
yeah,
mom and my husband, they like to, oh,
turn
this
it
is
up.
good. And I was like, can y'all need to sit next to each other, because I need to.
Exactly.
But usually what happens, I just start having itching in my throat, and if I ever consume some, it'll just kind of swell up, and
Yeah.
I'll itch a little bit. But do you have an EpiPen?
I don't need one. No, I mean, I don't. It's nothing that major that happens. I just get itchy. I
Oh,
just get
okay. So
like
yours is just
itchy.
okay.
Yeah, and like right now, I'm just talking about it, but
Okay, well, let's
I
not
just
talk
get
about
itchy. Nothing like I don't pass out or anything like nothing clear. Like when I was a kid, I had the EpiPen,
okay.
and but I just I never needed it, whatever. And I would try like here and there. I would try. I was like maybe I can eat peanut butter right now. Like maybe because I'm older, I can.
No.
No, not right now. I would break out. Like no, that didn't work. Yeah, I would try. I would try like because I'm like maybe
Mm-mm.
you know. But I had the most, and this is when I really stopped eating cheese. So it was like it was 1996, right?
You
And
remember the year?
and yeah, I remember the year because it was I really stopped eating cheese after this. So my mom, she has this rental, right? It's like beige, it's all light inside and everything, and for the interior, I think it was like white or something like that. Outside was beige or whatever. We go to this McDonald's, and what would happen is she would always ask for no cheese, and sometimes they would just so happen to put cheese on my burger. So,
Hmm.
I mean, when it did happen, I would just take a napkin and I would try to like scrape it off or whatever. But you could still kind of taste the residue, and I was like, I can kind of still
Oh
taste it.
yeah.
So this particular time, I had my Happy Meal, and I'm eating my nuggets and everything, and I have the Boppin' High C, the High C Boppin' Punch, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I remember that.
Right.
I was drinking that, and then 5 minutes later, we had to stop. Like, I get sick all over the car, and it's all red. It's all the color red. That's just. And I remember asking her like 2 years. I asked her like probably like 2 years ago. It was recent. I was just like, "You remember that car you had, that rental car? Whatever happened when I got sick in the car?" She's like, she got it clean, but it was like stains everywhere. She's like, "I don't even think they charged me for the stains that you left." But that's when I stopped permanently. I'm like, no, I don't even care if it's scraped off or what. None. I don't want nothing
No.
there. With that.
Mm.
Nah, I don't like the sound of it. I don't like the sight of it. I don't like the feel of it.
Oh God.
All your five senses. I don't like
Right.
it. All your senses. When I hear sizzling, I'm like, oh, get it away from me.
Not when you
The
hear
way
it
it look.
sizzling. You are too much.
Exactly. So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
it's pretty interesting. But I mean, and I also like to cook. I gotta tell you this quick story real quick. So it's really funny. So my cousin, I made her. She wanted me. She's like, hey cousin, I have family in Delaware, and my cousin, she's like probably like 15 at the time or something like that. I don't remember, but she's like, hey cuz, tomorrow can you make me some French toast in the morning? I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, you know French toast, right? I'm thinking
Right.
from scratch. So I get up in the morning and I make the French toast. She walks downstairs and she gets to the table, faces in disappointment, right? She's disappointed. I'm like, then you want the I didn't want French toast. I wanted French toast sticks that's in the freezer. I'm like, eat this up. I didn't make this. I got look, and I had strawberries on top. my my oldest cousin, he's like, man, you got a little like IHOP up here. I put the
Yeah,
presentations,
now
I put the
right.
strawberries and everything, yeah, with
What
no
you
powdered sugar.
how you
And
got
she's
no
like, I just wanted French toast sticks. I didn't want French toast.
but these are better.
I'm like, what's it? I'm like, yeah, but she didn't want them. She didn't eat it. She wanted the French toast sticks.
Are
I'm like,
you
well, who gonna
serious?
eat this French toast? My cousin's like, man, I eat it. He's like, yeah,
Right.
got look like I hop and Diddy's up in here trying.
Oh my gosh.
Because I mean, look, when I make it, I like to put love into my food, and then the presentation, I like to look good, look
Right.
appetizing. And I like
And
to look like it came from somewhere. Like, oh, this looks like it's professionally done. And she just looked at it like, how did she side eyed that? I was like, you don't want it? No, I don't want that. I want some French toast
yours
sticks.
is better than the one in the box. What you talking about?
But
But
you want to hear
hey,
the funny part? So you want to hear the funny part about all this? I went there. I got some French toast sticks too. I want their French toast sticks too. I was like, because I didn't know. I was like, y'all got French toast sticks? I ain't know I had them. Let me get some. Let me get some of them.
Instead of oh my gosh.
Because I ain't want French toast either. I mean, I like, I would have to crave French toast. I'm more of a pancake waffle guy, and I
Mm.
like my edges crispy. I like a southern style. The
My
crispy
edge
edges.
crispy. Okay, your
Ooh,
edge.
with that butter.
Uh,
Mm,
you have so many stipulations with your food. Are you a picky
yeah,
eater?
I'm not picky. I just don't like, how you go places because it's some places generic. I don't like generic.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, certain things that stand out. So when you go to different places, it's a lot of places where, and it depends on the cook. That's another thing I didn't think about. It depends on the cook. So you'll go some places and you'll just get generic pancakes. It's just we have pancakes, but it's generic. It has no taste or anything like that. And then you
Mm,
go some places where somebody will butter. You can taste the batter somebody added. I'm like, they got actual ingredients in this batter,
right.
and that's just a plus though. That's a plus. Is the crispy edges? That's just a plus. I love gosh, it's a plus.
It's a
You
plus.
know,
I can
it's a
tell.
plus. It's that southern. And I mean, that's just me.
So what place is your favorite spot for pancakes? If you just like, oh, I just gotta have some pancakes, where you gonna stop? Let me see if I've been in there.
If I want, I mean, I don't go in. If I want pancakes because it's just the way I like it. Unless I'm somewhere in a small town or something like that that has a
Mm,
place. There's this place that I stopped in Winnemucca, Nevada. Random town, Winnemucca, Nevada, and they had this place called the Griddle House or the Griddle House or something like that. And they
okay.
had the crispy edges. But look, just check this out. I called ahead of time and I was like, is there any way? Because I saw this on a TV show. I'm not lying. I didn't think this was a real thing. I was like, is there any way you could put or add bacon inside my pancakes? He's like, oh yeah, we could just add it, the bacon with the batter and flip the. I was like, you can add bacon in the pancake. I had bacon, crispy bacon inside my pancakes. You ever had that?
No.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, I've never had such things like this in my life. I'm like, oh my goodness, and
And
it had the crispy edges,
oh, you were in heaven
and that was a
almost.
winner. Yeah, but outside of that, I don't. I would have to make my own. I would just make if I wanted pancakes, I just make my own. And but I don't usually like I don't do a big breakfast because I never really crave a big breakfast. So usually I
Mm,
do something. Maybe that's why I'm like part of the reason why I'm still like small or whatever. But I do like smoothies, maybe oatmeal. Like something light.
light. Okay.
But if I'm somewhere or I have like a Airbnb or if I'm uh, home or something like that and I'm laying back and I have a kitchen and a stove, I'll probably like, what, make my own pancake. I feel like making pancakes. I haven't cooked in a while. That's the only time I do. But I never like, man, all next week or like, man, today I feel like pancakes. I've never. It's just like something quick, smoothie or something like that, or
Right.
like some kind of like cereal bar or something like that. Something, and then I do my thing, and then I have something
Okay.
for lunch or something like that. But yeah,
Hmm. Okay. So I know we've been all over the place. Sorry, y'all. We've been talking, but catch up with
yeah,
us. So 26 years old, you wrote down your three things. So did you start
yes.
traveling like at the age of 26 or how long you been
20,
traveling?
28. So the first place I went was 2017. I flew to the UK. I went to England. That was
Ah,
actually the first place. That's something like exceeding my. I'm like when I said travel,
you mean
and
travel.
oh yeah, I went. I didn't plan, so that was an opportunity, which is another thing, another message. Take opportunities when they're there. They're presented to you. Take them or take people up on them. So a friend of mine, it's a long story, but this is a short end. She comes to visit, and I see she's from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And that was number two on my list of places. I'm like, I've always wanted to go to the United Kingdom. So she gets in, and I just start talking. I just talk to people, and she was like super nice and everything. So I'm showing her around and everything, and she had a great time. we have a going away party for me and my friends. It's like 15 of us. And she invites everybody to come back to London. Anytime you guys want to come to London, I had a great time here in Baltimore. Anytime y'all want to come back, I got an apartment. I'll show you around where the locals go. We'll have good food, see some shows. Let me know. Anytime you want
Okay.
to come, you can come stay with me. I was the only person that went out of 15 people.
What? What? Oh, we won't talk about it.
Opportunity.
Why
I
did
was the
they not?
only person. Yeah, everybody, especially when people been drinking. Yeah, everything sounds nice. Oh yeah, get my passport. Oh yeah, I've never been. I would love to go. I'm definitely down. Nobody
They
went.
probably, they probably forgot.
They forgot that somebody gave. That's a free trip, basically.
I'm just saying. Well,
That's free.
when you have alcohol in your memory, you may not
I ain't
remember.
forget. I ain't forget. I had alcohol. I had a little alcohol. I was sitting there, and then I was sitting there looking up. I was like, okay, let me start looking at some flights.
Oh,
Um, during the party,
right.
check
You
out
said
some of
I
these
am
dang on. They got the Buckingham Palace. Okay, that's
ready.
Hammersmith. We got suites.
Oh my gosh. So how long did you
So
stay over there?
I stayed for a month.
A
A month.
month.
30 days. Yeah. So
Oh.
I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do 2 weeks spring break, and it just adds up. The best time to go is mid March on up. That's when you get like good tickets and stuff, and do up and down the East Coast or whatever. You get like cheap. It's like $300 right now to
Oh.
go like uh, a round trip from I think September on through the fall or whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
so
That's not bad.
it's yeah, it's not bad at all. But I went. I'm just like I'm taking an opportunity, and the part about it is I plan to do 2 weeks, and I was talking to this guy I picked up from the airport because what happened is, and it still happens when I plan to visit or if I plan to travel somewhere or visit a city or something like that, I would pick up somebody from the airport, Uber, Uber or Lyft. I'll pick up a passenger coming from or they're going to this place. I was like, it always happens. So
Oh.
I'm picking up people that's already been to London and been to parts of, Italy or just from different parts of Europe. And they're like, man, they tell me you can go here, you can go there, man. You're gonna like it here. Go to some of the pastry shops. I don't even drink coffee like that in the morning, but I'm just like, that's a place where you like, this is my coffee shop. I come here in the morning, I get my paper, you know, that long. That's how long I want to stay. Like I'm a regular, you
Right.
know. So so this guy he gets in and it's about like an hour 45 minute ride to DC. Rush hour traffic, so we have plenty of time to talk. And sometimes it's my passengers that'll get me amped up to go do something. And I'm like, man, like, yeah, I can go do that. He's like, man, look, you might want to go ahead and just stay for 3 weeks, because you might have so much to do and have so much fun. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna stay for 3 weeks, I might as well just go ahead and stay for a month. He's like, why not? So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay for a whole month. So
Oh
that's
my
how
god.
that happened.
Oh my
So I had my
goodness.
ticket, and the funny thing was, I got my plane ticket before I got my passport, because I didn't even have a passport at this point in time. But when
Hmm.
I got my passport, he's like, "Would you like to get it expedited?" I'm like, "Yep, go ahead and do it. I don't care how much it is. Expedite that passport." And it came and everything. But I was just like, just getting a ticket. It's like an odd feeling when you actually do something you say you're gonna do. When people always talk about doing something, or what if, or we should, but okay, when are we gonna do it? I'll let you. It's a
Right.
weird feeling that it's like, man, I'm actually gonna be going to another country. Like this is just, strange. Doctor
Hmm.
Strange, you know. But, but I was just like, wow, like and you have people they come in and like, man, like, dude, like you gonna be one here, man. I'm jealous. I'm like, why you jealous, man? You've been there 17 times. It's like, yeah, but I go for work. I go
Oh,
for a couple of days. I can't go. You just get to hang out and explore
right.
and all stuff like that. It's like you're right. I do get to explore. This is your stop. Get out. No, but
You should stop right back.
so but it was really fun. So I get there, and that's why I say like these things are important because the ironic thing about that was I want to say about a good 2 weeks before I had it because it was like an invite for a party. And that's how I got connected with my friend in England. I was at the CVS and I'm talking to this lady in line and she's picking a passport photos. That's what I found it was very ironic. And I asked her, I'm like, where are you traveling to? She says, I'm going to England. I go every year. And I'm like, wow, because I never had anybody around me that would talk. Like, I've never heard of such things.
Mhm.
It's usually I got to pay my bills, or when I get these taxes, I'm gonna make sure I catch up on. Like never. That's never a priority. So I get home and I'm like, how do you even get that? Because I didn't know how to get a passport and anything. Google, how do you get a passport? 3 steps. And I'm like, that's it. And I was under the assumption that it was like $500 or $600. I don't know why that number popped into my head, but I'm just like, I always assumed it was a lot of money to get a
Because it
passport, and
sounds
it was
expensive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I look it up. I'm like, it's right there. I'm like, it was like $150. I'm like, that's crazy. All this time, and I didn't have parents or anyone to expose that was would expose me to that, or would talk about the, or let
Right.
alone have one. So I would know, or I would know how to ask or who to ask. And I was just
Mhm.
like, wow, that's crazy. So then that's why I was like 2 weeks after that. That's why I found that very ironic. I'm like, it coincidental. And I was just like, wow. But then later on, I was like, I'm actually going to England. It's crazy.
You're actually
That's
going.
right. That's crazy. And then I'm flying, and I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, man, what's going on? But when I got my Uber trip, I wanted all the bells and whistles. I'm like, I want to have him pick me up. I want to have him put my luggage in the trunk. Everything I've been doing for everybody else, I want the same service. I wait in
Right.
the back trunk. I want you to pick it up for me, and carry it and carry it to the side of the curb, and then I'll leave you. I want everything. So I go in, and then you see the demographic, right? So I get on a plane, and you have people from India, Poland, all these different other places that I've never heard of or I've never seen in my life, and I'm just like, wow. I was just
Wow.
like, this is crazy. You talking to people from these other countries. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And I got to go. It was fun. It was really fun. Just seeing a different culture, how different it could be somewhere else, and getting
Mhm.
exposed to other people in different places. Because when you're there, you're the foreigner. It's like being a fish out of water. Like you're in this is my country now.
Right.
So it's pretty awesome. And I got back and I was just like, I want more of that. I got the travel bug. So I started picking little places. I would pick places that weren't that far, like, but somewhere outside of Baltimore. Still in Maryland, somewhere that I've never heard much about, or I hadn't been. I would pick small towns because some people ask me, it was like, man, well, isn't it expensive to travel? And I'm like, no, just start out with a place nearby, like Oklahoma. Pick like different towns and small that's nearby that you would never think about visiting.
Mhm.
It's going to be different from Oklahoma City, but it's you're still not that far away. Where so you like I gotta drive back 3 or 4 hours, or I gotta take a plane.
Right. That's true.
Go get a little bit. Go meet somebody different. And I started doing that, little baby steps. And then I went from that to this like, okay, I want to take a road trip. I want to go, see what it's like somewhere else. And I was like, the good thing about doing Uber and everything is I could take this and go to another city and get to explore, and I'm on my time. I don't have to worry about I gotta fly in and I gotta leave. I'm on my time, and I can
Right.
stay as long as I like and actually get to learn about the city
And
and
you
eat
and
all
you're
the
in your
food that
own
I want.
vehicle. And being in your own vehicle, that kind of
Yep.
helps a lot too. So
And not having kids. Not having
you
kids yet. I'm
know,
waiting. I'm waiting. And look,
did you say you waited?
I'm waiting because and I said when I do have kids, this is what I'm going to do. You know how kids, because they're expensive, right? They're really expensive.
Mhm.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick us. Me and my wife are going to come out with a certain age. I've already got it figured out.
Uh,
We're going to have an invoice. I'm going to have an invoice
invoice.
of an invoice. So you know how kids break stuff and you got to pay for it, or they want something all the time, but you pay for it. You can have that candy bar, but I'm gonna add that. All that's gonna add up. So by the time they 21, 25, when they get the hell out of my house, I'm gonna give them that receipt. This is what you owe me. You remember that baseball that went through the window? Yeah, it's okay. It's cool. Add that on to the. You gonna pay for it when you get older.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
You,
I think I'm
you,
playing
I feel, I believe you're serious.
because
You're
kids
gonna
are
take.
expensive and they want everything. It's like, yeah, just buy. You can get it. You got the money. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's no good. Go ahead and get the Snickers. You want Snickers? What else you want? Oh, you paying for it? Yeah, because you paying for all this.
See, you wrong for that. We hopefully we'll see what
No,
happens
you'll see what happens.
if your wife is going to agree with this or not. She may be like, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry
No,
about it."
no,
Uh,
it ain't okay. It ain't okay. It ain't all right. They owe me. I would. And I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be around. I got Cash App. You can pay Venmo. Look, figure it out. Especially if they have a. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a nice career.
oh my gosh, they
And
probably
you
will.
got it.
You remind me of you remember that show Everybody Hates Chris and his dad?
Yeah, yeah, hmm
Yes, that's, that's how you acting.
yeah.
Oh, that's
No, but I'm gonna love my kids
2025.
though. No, but it's pretty awesome, and it's crazy because I think about somebody asked me this, or a few people asked me this. I couldn't remember, or I wasn't thinking about it at the time. They would ask me, "When did you become a foodie, and when did you start cooking?" And I was just like, I know when I started cooking, it was in middle school. I was like maybe 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old. And I was like, when did I become a foodie? I was like, there was this show I remember. It was called Zoom. It came on PBS, Magic School Bus, Arthur, and all these other shows. And it was a show created by kids. It was called Zoom. So the kids they have different segments. So you would do something at home as a kid or whatever, and you would mail it into the show. That's back when they had PO boxes. So you would mail it into the show. That's back in the day. That's how far, then you know where I'm coming from.
We still have PO boxes. Go on.
Yeah, but you didn't have like where
I,
you could go Instagram and all. You had to wait.
right.
And you send it. Wait to see it on the show. You wouldn't get the answer. Anything. So you would send stuff in. So like it was one guy that wanted to be an engineer, architect, engineer. So he took like cardboards or something like that. He made like a love seat with recliner or something like that. So it would be stuff like that, and then they would recreate it on the show. So they had this segment called Zoom Cafe, and you would create a snack or something like that at home, and they would read it out in like such and such from uh, Syracuse, New York, made such and such, and then they would recreate it. They would read your name out and everything where you're from, and the kids would remake it on the show. So I was like, man, I want my stuff to get on the show. So I would go downstairs in the kitchen. I would try to create different snacks. It never got on the show, but I would try to make different things. And I'm like, I want this to get on the show. And I just started getting into it. I was like, man, I like making stuff, and I like
Ah.
making a mess.
You said making a mess. So
Yeah.
what? So what was
So
something that
that's how when
you?
I became a foodie.
That's how you became a foodie. So what is
That's when I
something that
began.
you enjoy cooking besides French toast?
I like things with gravy. I like
Anything with
anything with gravy.
gravy.
Me making gravy, pot roast. I love hamburger steak. That's a huge hamburger
Oh,
steak with gravy, um, onions, green peppers. Oh, I'll hook it up. Some white rice. Oh my gosh. Um, Turkey wings. I recently got it. I started making. And I thought it was gonna be difficult. And my grandmother used to intimidate. Well, she intimidated me because she would always talk about when I was growing up. She was talking about how because just getting them tender, she would talk about, oh,
mhm.
if you mess them up and they take a while, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to make them, but oh man, I don't
You
want
don't
to
want
mess
to
them
mess
up.
them up.
And it wasn't that hard though. But when I made that it was that and banana pudding. That was another thing that intimidated me. I was like,
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of tricky to make, and I made it my first time, and it came out great. I was like, oh, that's
Oh,
okay,
okay.
So, but yeah, like anything with gravy, sauce, steak, salmon, like meats, protein or whatever. And
Hmm.
I really love grilling, like grilling protein and stuff like that. I remember
Oh,
one day I actually did a pizza on a grill. I like to like come out create things. A pizza
pizza
on a
on the.
grill.
Wait,
Oh
how long
my
did that
goodness, that's
take?
so good.
That sounds good, but how long did that
I
take to?
didn't. I just wanted to try it, see how it would taste, because I was laying in bed one night. I was like, This was during my grilling era, like 2015. I was like grilling. I got my new grill, and I was grilling everything. Everything, throw it on the grill. Tennis shoe, throw it on the grill. We had barbecue Nike, and so what I did was I was like, just to test it out. I didn't make a pizza from scratch, but I just got like one of those little small frozen pizzas or whatever,
Mm,
like Tombstone or whatever. And I was like, because the mesquite and everything, the flavor. I was like, I want to see
mm,
how it tastes. I threw it on the grill. Oh my gosh!
that sounds
Listen,
good.
look, viewers, if you ever want to try something that's gonna change your life, try a pizza on a grill. Oh my god! Because you had
Mm,
like especially the Supreme. I'm a Supreme guy with the green
Yes,
pepper and everything with the
gotta have it.
olives. And then imagine with the charcoal, and then I had the charcoal, and then I would have the chips, the mesquite chips, or sometimes I would do like apple cider chips, and I'm getting excited already. And then with the flavor, would get into the crust, it was absorb
Oh,
all the flavor. So when you take that first bite, you're like, oh my
oh my
gosh,
gosh, that does sound
yeah,
good. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to
yeah,
try it.
yeah,
And when I try
yeah.
it, I'm gonna tag you. I'm like, well, we tried it.
Well, I'll be back in Oklahoma soon, so I'll tag you like, yeah, I'm Oklahoma. I want a slice. I don't want you to tell me, but
Right?
I want a slice. Please, I'm gonna have a like, please. I'm
Like,
gonna have a little plate. Go ahead, like my grandma. Do you have anybody in your family that like they? Because my grandmother, she goes. I have people, some, but my grandmother, she is hilarious to the buffet, and she has plate and stuff in her purse at the buffet to put stuff. I'm gonna have my own foil. We would go to the buffet, and she went, "Hey, Kreskin, go up there and grab me some of them Golden Corral, some of them rolls. Yeah, just need a couple of them rolls, and about to go grab me some of that salad." She got caught on. She had a Tupperware and everything. I'm about to
yeah,
go grab me a couple steaks. Throw in the purse.
right.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
She
I'm
had
like, then
plenty of
I be saying
foil.
something, but then we leave because I might get a little hungry when I was like, young, right? And we might go to the movies or something like that. And she had in her purse. We be in the movie theater because this is mall on the east side of Baltimore called East Point Mall, and like right across the street is like Golden Corral. So we would go to the movie theater, or we would go to Golden Corral, and then we would go across the street to the movie theater.
Mm.
And we would have like she would have like the rolls and the steak and all that. I'm like,
Listen,
Grandma, can
grandma
I
came
have some?
prepared.
Can I have some, Grandma?
She came
Yeah.
prepared. Okay.
She came from. I'm like, is that you got any drums? You got any legs? Any drumsticks? No, no, baby. All
Don't
I
be
got is thighs.
right.
I
Don't
got
be
thighs. Love. Who ate the
oh
last drumstick? Your sister did. I got two sisters, so siblings, right?
my
I got one sister. I'm the oldest. I have a sister that's 30, 32, and I have a sister that's 22 or 23 now. I have two sisters.
okay. Okay.
So yeah, my family
And
is, but everybody's not like close. Everybody does their own thing, and which kind of
right.
did help me out because it's just like if we were like super close, I wouldn't be able to go on the road for years,
Right.
and
I was gonna
so
ask you that.
that's
That
kind of
would
good and bad thing. Yeah,
yeah, that would be difficult if you really close.
yeah,
I'd be
we're
like,
so
okay, when
close.
you coming home? You coming by? You coming through? Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be a hard thing to do.
yeah,
So
yeah,
have
but
you
it's
been
been
to all 50 states?
yep, or 50.
Okay, I figured you had because whenever I don't know, I forgot what month that was. Whenever I met you, I know you said
I think I
I'm almost.
was.
I think you said I'm almost through. And I was like, oh,
I think I was at.
it had
No,
to
hold
been
up. Did I?
last year.
Yeah. So when I met you, I was coming back from
I think it's in the
was it
summer, maybe.
Kansas. I was in Kansas. So yeah, it was. I was at 49. I was at 49 for a while, so I hadn't been at 49 states. I probably was. I went after I met you. That's when
Okay.
I went to Hawaii. Probably after I met you. But yeah, I've been to all 50 states,
Oh my goodness.
and I'm
Oh,
excited for what's next. So right now I'm actually working on my first book.
what? Okay, come
Yeah, I'm
on,
actually working on my first book, and yes, I am the RideShare Foodie, and then I'm actually uh I have my developer just contacted me this week, and I actually have. And this was another idea I had years ago. So, I've been doing this for 7 years. Well, going on 7 years now. So, I have an app coming out soon, a mobile app. So, the mobile app is for local recommendations. So, this was a crazy idea I had. Well, not crazy, but an
really?
interesting idea I had years ago. Because
Let
I
me
would
write
always
that
pick people
down.
up. Oh,
What's
yeah,
the
yeah,
name of
yeah.
the app again?
The name of the app is going to be called. Right now, the name is RideShare
Okay.
Foodie or RideShare Foodies. I'm gonna call it
Okay.
RideShare Foodies, probably.
And so, what would we be able to do on this app? Like, let
So
us.
basically, the app will allow you. You ever been to a city and you want to find out where the locals go?
Okay.
So something
Yeah.
So I thought it would be kind of cool. People always fly in and get in my car and always ask me, where do the locals go? You know, a nail shop. I'm in town for a conference, or where's the hood spots, or da 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 da. You know anybody who caters and da da da. I'm like, why is this not like an app? This should be a cool app of just local stuff because you can't do that stuff on Yelp. You can't go on Yelp, Google. Google it will give you a lot of information, but to find out, like, I'm like, I want an app. If I go to Oklahoma City, and let's say I'm there on a business trip, I want to find out, like, yo, is any who has the best block party, or what, things that you would have to live in the neighborhood to know about,
Ah,
especially when you
okay.
visit somewhere. Like, I get into a hotel and the restaurant, I'm hungry, I got in here late, but the hotel restaurant is already closed. Is anybody delivering or anything? Keisha's Kitchen. I got, you see what I'm saying? These things you see what I'm saying? Like, and it helps a lot of local business. But I'm just like, these are things that wouldn't exist on like Yelp or anything like that, where you just, kind of instantly can connect with somebody and find out whatever you want to know or where the locals go. So I was
Right.
just like, yo, this would be a cool app just to have something where you just ask a local. You
That
know,
would be cool. That would be
yeah,
cool. I like that idea.
so it's like one of those things where I wanted to create something that looked kind of like, because I was like, what would the template look like? So it kind of looks like Uber or whatever, Uber or Lyft. It's map based. It looks just like that, but for going out. So
Ah,
just like you order a driver, you try to order, where you want to go, your destination, you order a driver or something like that. Same thing, but you get somebody who's in the area or nearby, and they answer your question.
oh, okay. Okay, I like that. Because, I was in St. Louis
Hmm.
last summer,
Hmm.
and I can't remember how it all happened. But anyway, it was late at night, like
Yes.
almost 12. And
Yeah.
then we're hungry and we're trying to figure out, oh, what is even open in St. Louis?
Exactly.
And the only thing we had was good old Google, and you got to scroll through
Exactly.
20 something things.
You don't even know where the locals actually go. Like, you'll get,
Right.
it's good. Google's good for a lot of information, but it gets to the point where it's too much information. But it's like, okay, where specifically? Or think about somebody who, let's say, if you are going to the club or something like that, or a
Right.
bar. Like, I wanted something where if I'm sitting in a hotel room, I can ask like, what's the cover charge? I can ask these questions before I even go out to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the line? If somebody's already
Exactly.
inside, somebody could tell me, look, dude, they not doing this, or drinks are $25, $50 cover charge. I'm already inside the club. Go somewhere else. You save me a lot of time.
Okay.
And a lot of this is just personal experiences that I've had. I'm just like, this would be a cool way for people to just know information or to find out
Hmm.
simple information. And on the other side, let's say if I have like a food truck or something like that, I'm allowed to see who's asking for whatever, and I can, hey, come on, you want pizza? Where you from? Where you coming in from? I'm coming in from OKC. Man, I'm from Oklahoma. Da 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 da. I got, come
Right.
see me. Ask for Tony when
It
you come in.
makes
It's
it.
personable.
You're right.
Exactly.
I
It
like
makes it
that.
more personable. And you walk in, you're like, where's Tony? And that's kind of like sharing what I get to experience when I go to, when I've been going to a lot of these places. Because I joined like they'll have like Oklahoma, was it Oklahoma Eats or whatever. They have these Facebook groups, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I want to. It's basically just taking Facebook groups from around the world and combining them into just a platform. So
Right.
anywhere in the world you go, you travel. I can go to Tokyo, Japan. I'm like, yo, anybody know where I can get a lineup? I need a barbershop. It's like, yo, this is I'm down here, Japan. Oh, okay, cool. You see what I'm saying?
I like that concept. I like
Yeah,
so
it doesn't exist.
that's coming
Hmm.
out soon, and a
Yep.
book that you're
And then
writing is coming out.
I'm supposed to be by fall 2024. I'm gonna start hosting events called Taste of the States. So tomorrow I'll be talking to. I already contacted. I want to start it in Baltimore, but I'm gonna pick a city from each state and bring food
Oh,
from all 50 states. I'm gonna try to do all 50, but food from different states and bring it to one city. So if you've never been to Montana, you've never been to South Dakota, it'll basically bring the road trip to you
to
if you've never
you.
been to any
Oh,
places.
that's creative.
So it's a. I'm just trying to think of ways to, when people talk about we need to come together in America and
Mhm.
everything like that. I'm like, okay, let's actually do that. This will be a great way for people to get out and meet other people and ask questions. Um, and what better way than enjoy food and sit down with your neighbor and and try different food from different places that you've never experienced, and you get to meet people, that live in these different places, especially like a native reservation, or you got people Alaska, and like just these different places that people are like, man, I've never been that far, but to have them come to you, now you
Right.
get to ask these
I
questions
like that.
and build network and everything like that. So I would do that, and it will be set up like a food crawl, or you ever done a pub crawl or bar crawl when you drink and you go to the next
No.
bar, you go to the next bar. So they call it a bar crawl, and it's basically going bar hopping.
Okay.
I would do something like that, but with food. So it'd be different bites of food, and you would go kind of simulate a road trip. You will walk to the
Hmm.
next place. So, excuse me, this would be great for people who are transplants. So, if somebody that already has like a bar or restaurant, and let's say they're from Jersey and they live in Oklahoma, they can feature like their little dish or whatever. You could come in and try it.
Okay.
So there is what is it? Disco fries. That's a big thing they do there. Disco fries, cider donuts, tomato pie. Each state has something different as far as a staple dish. So I
Right.
think that would be a great way for people to, try food, learn about other people, and to also learn about their state. Because there's a lot of people that don't even know much about their own state.
Hmm.
Like I just found out when I got here, but there's a lot of people in Arizona that don't know this. Arizona became a state Valentine's Day, February the 14th, 1912. Became the 48th state. So it's a great way to learn about. It's like because some people's like, I don't even know that. Like what? Like
I didn't know
how do you
that.
not know this? But you'll have people from other countries. You'll have people from other countries that'll come in, and they'll know more about said country or certain areas than somebody who actually lives there. I can't
Right.
have that. Mm-mm. No,
He said, "No, I can't have
I
that."
can't have that. I want to know about my country. I want to know about, especially somewhere you live. How do you not know? I want to know about like your own house. Like if you live in your own house, you want to know who's in your house. I
Right.
want to know how things operate. So, like, what was it? I learned. Was it? You know where Malcolm X is from?
Uh oh.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. No,
Yep.
I feel like I know, but I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, so tell me.
It's in
No,
Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. That's where Malcolm X is from. So the cool thing there is when you go, because they still have his house, like where his house was,
Hmm.
and right next to it is like a community center or whatever. So you can actually go in and they give you a tour and everything and tell you about things that they have coming up and the things that they're planning, and you get to talk to some of his nieces and nephews. Omaha, Nebraska.
I I I wouldn't have thought Nebraska. I really wouldn't have. I don't. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not even because I'm over here really thinking now, but I'm quite sure my husband knew this because he's a history fanatic. So
yeah. Omaha, Nebraska. Same
Omaha,
place.
Nebraska.
What is it? It's same state. Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid was invented in Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah, in Hastings, Nebraska. So every August they have what is it called? Kool-Aid Days. It's a celebration of Kool-Aid. It's a festival where they celebrate Kool-Aid for a whole weekend.
Oh, I haven't
Actually,
bought
same guy that
Kool-Aid
made
in years.
Kool-Aid, same guy that invented Kool-Aid invented Jello. He made Kool-Aid by mistake.
Really? Wait. Wait.
Nebraska.
So he made wait. He made Kool Aid by
Same
mistake
person
because
made.
he was trying to
Yeah, he was
make
trying to make
Jello.
Jake Jello and came up with Kool-Aid. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank Nebraska. TV dinners, Nebraska.
Mm, okay, I'm gonna
Here's
get.
one more for you. You like ranch dressing? I'm
Yes.
pretty sure there's a lot of people that love ranch dressing, especially with the wings and potato skins. It was a black rancher named Steve that created ranch dressing from Nebraska, moved to Alaska, and he would make ranch dressing and serve it to the different ranches. Guess what the name of the ranch was called, or his ranch?
Uh,
It's a very popular bottle of
you talking about
salad dressing.
uh no, it's right there. I see it, and I can't think of the name of it. Not I keep wanting to say Hillside. That's not it. Um,
Starts with an H
no,
though.
it does start with an H.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, somebody gonna be
Hidden
like, you should
Valley.
know. Hidden. That's it.
Hidden Valley. Hidden
Hidden
Valley.
Valley. You know
Black
what?
rancher from Nebraska. Yeah,
Do you follow what's his name? Is his name James? Like um
James Evans.
Black Friday, Black Foodie. He's on Instagram.
Oh, Oklahoma is it in Oklahoma or something?
No,
Oh,
not
just somewhere
Upload.
else. Oh, okay,
He's
probably
somewhere
not then.
else. But he made a video about loving ranch dressing, and he said, "Did you know
Yeah,
ranch dressing was created by a black man?" And I was like, "What?" I say that video. It was a long time ago, but I was like, "What? I did
yeah,
not know that." Mm.
yeah. But more so like just where the black guy was from. He's a rancher. He worked on a ranch, moved to
Mm.
Alaska, and he named it after the ranch
We named
in
it
the
after
valley.
the ranch. That's neat.
So that would be the essentially just giving you an idea of what my event would be. That would be my event, not just people trying food, but learning this trivia, these different things and contributions people have made and everything. You have more of an appreciation. Now, when you had that ranch dressing, I know where this came from. It's
Right,
going to taste a little bit better,
right. Tastes a whole
Same
lot
thing
better.
that Kool-Aid. It's like, like, okay, I know where this, you feel you have more of an appreciation for it. So,
That is true. That is true. So I know we talk a lot. Sorry, we both talkers, and I know we've been out here for a minute.
yeah.
So what is your top? What would be your top three states that you've been to that are like, oh, I really enjoyed the food at these three states.
Mississippi's number one.
Oh, now speaking of Mississippi, before you even go any further,
Mississippi.
I
Yep.
I, I saw that plate.
Oh yeah, and you seen it. I ain't lying. See that y'all know I'm not lying. And that's the thing. I tell people stuff, but I have documentation to back it up. I'll tell you one thing, but I actually have photos and video to show you. Here
Yeah.
is the proof. Like I'm
Oh
not just
my
telling
god.
you this.
When I
You
saw
seen
that, I
that
said,
plate,
"Oh, that plate is over." It's
and it's at
about
the. That's my man. That's my man Rashay. And guess what? I'm gonna invite him to the event. You need Rashay come to the event. I'm gonna
okay.
get you a tent or something. Get you a little kitchen. Hook up some of them plates. Because he has two gas stations. One gas station where he has barbecue. He does the barbecue and everything. He just opened another location in the gas station across the street from him that he does southern, these southern dishes, comfort food and all that. So he
Oh,
just started doing that.
okay. Now, what part of Mississippi?
Jackson,
Jackson. I had a
Jackson,
feeling you was
Mississippi,
gonna say Jackson. Okay. Okay,
Jackson,
Jackson.
Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi. That's been my favorite state. We got. I mean, it's hard because I like so many states for different reasons. Um, we got we got Wichita, Kansas. Um, we got Burlington, Vermont. I know you said three, but I'm just we got
Oh,
Idaho. Idaho don't play. I'm just like,
Idaho.
yeah.
What?
And when you get a
What's that?
chance, I'm gonna give you a destination that you got to look up in all
Okay.
your viewers. When you get off whatever, Google CDA, the letters CDA, Idaho.
CD.
It's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
It was one of my went to the seafood spot in Connecticut. And I was talking to this dude. He's like, I see you out there in Idaho and everything. I showed him this place. He's like, I didn't know Idaho had beaches. It's like you have a lot of these hidden joints that places that people would think ain't nothing there. And I know I'm talking to you, whoever's
Yeah.
watching, ain't nothing there. They ain't got nothing there. Yeah, okay. You keep thinking that. These be the places that got that the most unique stuff there because a lot of people don't know much about it. Like
Mm.
Kool-Aid in Nebraska, they got Kool-Aid cookies.
Who like cookies? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Kool-Aid cookies.
I'm
And
gonna
I know
have
the
to.
owner of the cookie shop. That's the cool thing about these small towns because it's easy to get in contact with the owner. I'm like, look,
Mm-hmm.
I need some of them cookies for my event. Get some of the cookies for
Right.
the event. We got
Send me a
Idaho, we got Montana. Man, it's some places that's just like, and of course Texas, and then you got the barbecue meccas. You know,
hmm
you got Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, it's rough in Memphis, but
Okay,
it's just
don't do
the
us
people
like
live up
that.
to
Don't do
people.
us don't do us like that. We're trying
Look,
to
I'm gonna tell you,
do better.
I've never been somewhere where like uh, I pulled up. You know when you pull up to a code box or gate code box at an
hmm
apartment. I've never been somewhere where they had security standing at the gate code, at the gate box with a gun strapped up, ready to go at the gate box. I've never seen that before. The only thing close to that is when I went to Oakland. And I walked up to the Planet Fitness, and it was a security. It was like I think he was an off-duty police officer standing at the front desk. You know, before you scan
At
yourself
the,
in
at
to
the
work
gym?
out at the gym. That warns you down. That's how bad it is in Oakland. I'm like, golly.
Oh my
Yeah, I done
God.
seen some things. I've been to Watts, I've been to Crenshaw, I've been all over the place. And in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, their gym, they actually have a barbershop inside the Planet Fitness. And it
Oh,
comes with your
that's different.
it comes with your black membership. So you just go in, you go ahead and get on a treadmill, you can get on, you can get your head, get a fade, get on the treadmill, do what you gotta
Right.
do.
Get what you do
Yeah,
what
they
you
had a barbershop inside the Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
do.
Yeah, they got
Mm.
some stuff out there, but especially those small towns. That and I know a lot of times people, because people will tell me they're like, man, I would not go to some of them towns. That, I'm like, look, you safer in these towns than you would be Southside Chicago or somewhere, and these towns be having the cheapest food, the
Mm-hmm.
nicest people, and the most unique stuff that you'll ever see that won't be in like a big city or something like that. So I don't know.
Right.
It's been really eye opening. I'm like, wow, like it's crazy. It's so many people be so nice. It'd be even. I've gotten to meet a few mayors, and like you have even police officers that'll give me recommendations and stuff like that, and come up and shake my hand. I'm like, okay, I like this.
Okay.
So
And I
yeah,
saw
it's
you
been
on
it's
the
been
news
awesome.
special, that news segment that one of the
Yeah,
reporters did with you. So that was
yeah,
neat. That was neat.
yeah. I'm just like, it's one of those things where I'm really trying to like instead of people talking about like we got to do something, which I learned this past year the biggest problem I feel like in America is that people just haven't seen America. People don't leave to actually go meet other people and interact with other people in other cultures to actually know about them or to ask questions. So people just assume or have stereotypes. Just like when I was in San Antonio or Texas, people would just automatically assume that I still ride horses and carriages. And I'm like, dude, what year are you in? And a lot of these, like references are dated. I'm like, what
Hmm.
year are you talking about right now? Like, if anything, most of the people you bump into or you run into are going to have Teslas. There's Apple stores. There's Starbucks. It's almost like people assume that these places haven't, you know, evolved or
Evolved.
moved. I don't know. It's just like they're behind on the times and stuff like that. Like no, if anything, they're ways away. Like sometimes you be seeing robots just walk riding across. They be delivering like the DoorDash and stuff like that. So it be on like
Right.
college campuses. So you have like the tech, and it'd be like robots that be delivering meals and stuff. Like it's cool. I'm like, no, what? I've never seen this before. So you'll see stuff like that. So I'm just like, no, it's just simple fact that people just, you take for granted what you have. Like you have people
Hmm.
that live, I don't know if you've ever been, but Niagara Falls. There's people that live 5 minutes from Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is in a neighborhood. It's not no remote, secluded place. It's in a neighborhood. And people will tell you, I've never been to Niagara Falls. I'm like, dude, you live 5 minutes across the street from the.
And they
You can
never
literally
been?
drive across the bridge and go to the falls. I've never taken the time to go to Niagara Falls, and I've been here. I've been
Wow.
here for 40 years. You know, so just think about like, especially if you live in a city, you have like zoos and stuff like that that people just take for granted. It's like, I live here. Why do I need to go? That's for
Why do
tourists.
I need to get?
But then
Yeah.
you never go. Yeah, but then you never go. It's unless somebody like that's a friend or a family member is visiting and they want to go, then that's when you probably go.
Right.
But
Right.
outside of that, we take a lot for granted, and like that's one of the biggest privileges you have in this country is that you can just leave and go to the next state whenever you. Right now, I want to go to New Mexico. You can just go, and but people will talk or complain about, I want to get out, I want to get out, or I hate it here, I hate it here. You can
Mm.
leave, go to
Um,
another city or something like that, and well, if I don't know nobody there, I'm not going. That's going to really limit where you travel.
that's true. That's true. You
If
should
you're
just
going
go.
for like, if I don't know somebody, I'm not going to go there. Man, meet people. Go
Right.
meet somebody. You'd
But
be surprised at who you meet.
I
Hmm.
think people get scared.
Exactly. Fear.
I know there's a lot of things that's going on, and you hear a lot on the
Yeah.
news, but it
Yeah.
shouldn't just
The news.
stop you
And
from.
people have to realize the reality is these people don't really know because they've never experienced anything. It's like, so you watching the news and watching TV. And I remember I had this couple from New York and they flew in. I was in Austin, and they would ask me, say, since you've been everywhere, like, is it the country really is it divided? Is it they talk about everything? I'm like, maybe on issues, but I don't go to bars and restaurants and I just automatically bring up, Republican, Democrat. I don't bring up issues. I'm not going. I'm going there for
Right.
steak. What kind of steak you like? Like I'm talking about these other things that we may have in common.
Mm.
And trying to get to meet people and get to meet other people that's different from me, that grew up maybe different from Baltimore. Like you go to Pinedale, Wyoming, or somewhere like that, it's going to be completely different. I'm trying to learn about them, and people don't do that. If you go out and you tell somebody, I want to learn about you, teach me about you and your lifestyle. How did you grow up? What is it like? In a sense, put yourself in their shoes. People won't care what you look like or who you are, where you from. You want to learn about me because guess what? People like talking about themselves, right?
Right.
So what are they
Yeah.
going to do? How much time do you have? You look. You want to stay in my house? You got a place to stay? What you doing for Christmas? Come on over for dinner. Come sit with my family. People want to meet other people and interact with different people across the country, but people don't leave. People have this idea because they watch a TV that it's the opposite, especially if you have athletes, celebrities, or somebody who's tweeting or um, putting a message out there that
Hmm.
people should fear other people, and somebody's hunt you down and don't go do this. What is that type of message? Does it send like a teenager or something like that looks up to you, that you have a huge influence on? They're gonna be scared for their life. Like, well, if LeBron says it or somebody else says it, then it must be true. I'm like,
Must be.
you gotta go see for yourself because it's not. And I'm like, you gotta realize these people haven't actually went to these places to actually hang around people that live in Wyoming or the different locals that live in these different places to actually have an accurate depiction of what they really like. They're just going from something usually that's dated or something that their parent told them that
Right.
came from
Right.
generations before them from like 1940 or something like that. They're just going from that. They're not actually going out to these places. And it's crazy because that you realize there's only three requirements to be president of the United States. One of the requirements is that you don't have to go to all 50 states. That is not a requirement. That you have
Hmm.
experienced all 50 states. You're the face of the entire country, but you've never experienced the entire country.
Right.
So I was just like, when you think about put it in
This is
that
fun.
perspective, I'm like, yeah, think about it. People that are having a press conference and they're telling you to be scared or going back and forth, when the cameras go off, they don't actually take the time to go sit down with other people in other places. They stay in their bubble and they're reading something somebody else wrote for them or what somebody else thinks or their opinion.
Hmm.
They're not actually taking the time to go, to Rapid City, South Dakota, or to the Pine Ridge Reservation, or actually, learning about Native Americans and the different tribes and how different that delicious fry bread is. Actually trying raw kidney. What is it like to try raw kidney? I can tell you. I can tell you. So to actually do this, and that prepares you for going to other countries. Because now, when I go to other countries, if I go to another country and somebody asks me, "Hey, what is America like?" Oh, so you've been everywhere. What is it like? What do you want to know?
You have
What do
the
you want?
whole
And I can give a great impression. And I can give a great impression on American. I thought all Americans were rude or no. I'm a prime example of that. But the best thing is I will be able to. I've been here. I've been there. Which parts you want to go? We can go to the east side. We can go northwest. We can go anywhere you want to go because I've seen all of it. I know what the culture's like everywhere. So it just takes people leaving. But sadly, people have this fear of I don't want to do it, or it's because somebody else told them not to, or they watch a lot of TV. And I'm just like,
mm,
yeah, it may seem divided, but turn off that TV and actually go out and see for yourself. But the average
explore
person's
on
not
your
going to do
own.
that. Yeah, average person's not going to be like, what I want to do? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to head up to Montana. Everybody's going to actually. Well, guess what? When you go up there, people waiting for you. You're like, what? Oh, you're from. And this is the great part. Because I remember when I first got to Missoula, Montana, and it's like I've never met anybody from Baltimore. Because people they don't know anyone from these places or they've never been. Man, what is it like? And, they're gonna ask you what it's like. You hear something like this. Hey, hey, honey, we gotta go to Baltimore. I want to go to Maryland now. Now that you're telling them what it's about because they don't know anything from anybody else that they know. What is it like? You can describe it to them. Man, oh, I didn't know that. Like, I'm glad you told us. We want to go there. That's what the country needs. That's how you bring people together.
I like
That and
that.
food.
That
Yeah,
that and food. Food does
yeah.
bring them
Everybody loves food.
out.
Hmm.
There's not one person that can't say that they don't like food.
Exactly. Especially get to share different dishes because that's the other thing. Like certain dishes that people grew up on or as part of their life, their childhood or that's part of their life. It's like it's very common, so they assume it's everywhere. It's just like I don't know. I remember the first time I had green bean casserole. I was in Lincoln, Nebraska. Somebody invited me, and people was fighting over me. It was like, he's coming to my house. Oh, he's coming to my house. People was fighting over me to come to their house,
Oh
and
my.
I'm trying to green bean casserole, and like I'm just like I've never had. So this is the infamous green bean casserole. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. It was just the texture, but I was just like, man, I actually get to try, and I'm honored, right? I'm honored. I'm like, you're sharing a meal,
Mhm.
part of your, your childhood or part of your, your culture with me. I'm just like, man, this is nice. Y'all got any Kool-Aid? No, no, but it's fun. And I don't care what anybody say. I'm like, we need to all get on the same page of America's. All Americans love fried chicken. Well, if we could
Yes.
get on the same page and we like, man, Americans love fried chicken. I don't care who you are. I've been everywhere. People love that fried chicken. And they love, was it Bloody Marys, fried chicken, pizza, things that we all have in common and things that we enjoy instead of like, if I say this about I can't do this or I feel like I have to step on eggshells. No, if I'm at your house and you look different from me and you at a cookout, ask me if I want chicken. Yeah, I want chicken. I want hot dogs. I don't want people to have to feel like they can't say certain things or I'm uncomfortable doing it. No, we both human,
Right.
and it's a fact in America. Americans love fried chicken. Everybody. I even had
They
somebody from Japan. Somebody Japan's like, "Yep, Japanese, we like fried chicken. Korean, we like fried chicken too." Like everybody, you see what I'm saying? These things can move us forward.
thank you. Move us forward. We
We
all
all
like
had some fried chicken. I want people to be exchanging fried chicken recipes. I got this recipe. I got this recipe. Let me get one of those. You see what I'm saying? That's just like how I view things. It's just simply because people haven't been exposed to other people and been to other places. So it's one of those things where sadly, because people are just so used to their bubble, they don't know how to or they don't really know, so they're just going off of an opinion or like something they say. Especially if you've never been somewhere, that's why it's usually a dismissal or somebody dismisses a place that they haven't heard much about or they don't know anyone simply because they never been there before. It's can't be nothing there. They don't have anything there. If it's
no.
nobody and if it's nobody I know or none of my family that live there, it's probably nothing there. So I'm not going.
Mhm.
You would need a reason. You would need a reason to go see something else or meet other people. So I'm trying to create that reason. Food.
Okay. Well, you don't need that. So let me ask you another question. Have you been to Branson?
Branson, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Okay.
Missouri. I've been in Branson.
How you say it? Mazar.
Missouri. That's what they were saying. And they say it's like Missouri, and that's the other thing you get to learn how like the locals say. I was like, oh, it's not. It's not Missouri. We call it Missouri. I'm like, okay,
Oh,
Missouri. Yeah, that's
right.
how the locals say it, especially like the small towns, Missouri. I remember the longest trip I had was from Wichita, Kansas to Kennett, Missouri, and it was like 8 hours because this guy he was a truck driver and he got into an accident or somebody hit him, whatever, and they was trying to get a new truck or they were trying to get a rental car to get back home, but they had no rental cars in Wichita, Kansas. So he asked me, he said, "Hey, buddy, how much would you charge me to drive me all the way to Kennett, Missouri?" At first, it
Wow.
was going to be Nashville. How much would you charge me for Nashville? And that would have been like 11, 12 hours. But it was like, yeah, just take us home. So the other cool thing was I got to see what it was like because they paid me through his company. So I got to see what it was like to get paid like a trucker, like a truck driver. So I
Oh,
said,
that's
oh, so it's the
neat.
com checks. Oh, so this is how y'all get paid. And I had to take this com checks to the truck stop, and I got paid like a truck driver. You know what I mean? That was cool. I was like, oh, this is how they get paid. Okay. I had to call the company to make sure they had the truck, the checks right and all of that. Yeah, well, thank you for calling com check. I'm like, okay. So that's how they get
Okay.
paid.
Wow. You learn all types of things on this journey,
Yeah.
and I and
I
and
even
I
got it's pretty awesome.
it is, and I applaud you for stepping out and wanting to do something different because that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You said I just wanted to look at something different, and that's what
There's
you are
something different.
doing.
Yeah.
You're on a mission. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to come here and to share your story on Share the Tea Tuesdays. I know you guys are
Yes.
like, why is he in the dark? And no, he doesn't live in the
Oh
car. Don't be like
yeah.
that. But with
Yeah.
RideShare Foodie, what's your next stop? Right now you're in Arizona?
I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I'm about to go grab me something to eat for dinner
Okay.
and then and chill, whatever. But Yeah. When I leave here, I'll be headed to New Mexico. I'm going to this place called the Feasting
The
Place. The
feast.
Feasting Place. It's called the Feasting Place. If you have a
Okay.
chance, look it up. Thefeastingplace.com. So it's a lady. 30 minutes north of Santa Fe. She is on a reservation. So what happens is she invites you to her home, and she teaches you how to make authentic or traditional native dishes. And I get to learn how to
Whoa.
roll tamales and all this different stuff like that. It's called the Feasting Place.
The
And so it's like one of my
feasting.
friends, yeah, one of my friends in Wichita, she actually tagged me. So that's the other cool thing. Some people that follow me, they'll tag me in things I might be interested in. And yeah, and I contacted her, and she was like, "Hey, come in. I'll show you how to make this." And they even have like the traditional ovens and the traditional ways they cook. You get to learn how to do all
Wow.
of that. So by the time I leave there, I should know how to make tamales.
Okay, and add that to your
Yep,
add that to your repertoire.
because that's what I want to do. Yeah, this year is more of like not just like small towns, but also like trying to learn how to make some of these dishes. Because I was like,
Mhm.
somebody gave me this idea, and it does sound kind of cool. That like at some point I could do like a book of just like recipes or things that I've made across the country, or
Yeah.
recipes people gave me across the country. So people can learn how to cook. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So I think that would be kind of cool this year. So I'm gonna go there, and then after that I gotta go to Springfield, Illinois. There's a whole gang of people waiting for me to come there. The whole welcome wagon. And that's the
Hmm.
exciting part because when you mention you want to visit someone, people just like, man, I can't wait for you to come. Hey, bro, I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna take you. It's like, wow. So this is like when you. That's what I said. When you actually go to these places and
Hmm.
you're like, man, I want to learn about whatever town this is, and I'm interested. People like they'll go out of their way. Just, man, I'm gonna show you this. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna show you this. Hey, you got a place to stay? No, I'm not taking no for an answer. You staying with us. We got a 2-bed condo. You stay. You staying with us. The whole time you're here, you're hanging with us, and we're gonna show you around. We're gonna take you to all the best spots. Take you to the museum. We're gonna give you all the history that you want to know.
I love
So
it.
it's pretty awesome. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. You're
yeah,
making family in
most
all
definitely.
states, cities, all little towns. You're making
Yeah.
family and always being able to
Yeah, I want
reach
to
out.
see as much of my country as that's what I say. Like I was like, I want to see as much of my country as I can, so I know. So somebody mentions something or somebody says something, I'm like, I've been there. Or like when I meet somebody that's from, especially a small town, because people assume they're like, man, nobody knows about my place or nobody knows about my town. And I mention, I'm like, yeah, Pokey. Yeah, all I gotta do is say Pokey, Pocatello, Idaho. How you know about Pokey? Because I was there. Instantly, we already connection. Went to the
Hmm.
black. They got a baked potato museum. You know about that? Yep, taters for out of staters. So you walk in this museum, and they have a book where you fill in your name and where you're from, and they give you free taters for out of staters. And then they got like a cafe where they have like potato ice cream, baked potatoes, everything baked
Potato
potato.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Is
So
it? How does it
baked
taste?
potato ice cream. See, these are the things I would have at my. See what I'm saying? That would be have at my event. So baked potato. I mean, the potato ice cream. It tastes like ice cream. It's just they peel the potatoes or use the potato for the texture, so it keeps it super soft. Same thing with if people that use potatoes for cinnamon rolls or like um,
Okay.
anything you bake, uh, pastries or whatever. You
Right.
can use the potatoes because of the protein that's in it. It keeps it super soft, consistent.
Hmm. Okay.
Like like potato rolls, potato bread. Like it's super soft.
Right.
Yeah, so people don't realize what you can use potatoes for.
Hmm.
Potato starch. When you get like Korean fried chicken, they use potato starch. It makes the chicken super crunchy because of the protein that's in the potato,
I've
and
heard
it
that
locks
before.
in the juiciness with the chicken. Yeah, people laugh at Idaho, but they don't realize the potatoes, like the McDonald's French fries that people love. Idaho, they love their potatoes, man. The
Idaho
potato
is
be
where
banging
it's
them.
at. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god.
That banging
Okay.
potato ice cream.
So last thing, because I saw
Yeah.
recently that you're trying to take a cruise, and so
Oh yeah, you saw.
I'm going on my first cruise in a few weeks. I'm a little nervous,
Awesome.
but
Yeah, you let me
um,
know how that was
yes, I will. I will. So I know you're trying to do a cruise for next year.
next
Is
year.
that what?
Next year. So what I want to do is I said I would start doing like I'm gonna call it either like a foodie getaway. I'm trying to create something where like some of the places I go, I can meet up with a group of people.
Okay.
So people can kind of like do something different. So first I was like I would do a cruise because I haven't done one, and then just get people outside of like people that follow me outside of social media. We can actually meet up in a location to actually enjoy. Because people ask me, man, what is that like? I would love to do that. Now you can.
No, you
It'd
can't.
be a great way for people to actually enjoy food and stuff like that with me. Instead of me being by myself all the time. And then
Right.
I think after that, I want to do like, let's say like a ski lodge or something like that. Go in the lodge, have some hot cocoa with a group of people. Do some fun things. Fun activities, and with different people from across the country.
Oh my goodness. Now, see, I
Yeah,
told you guys are going to enjoy this segment with the
yeah,
RideShare Foodie. I mean, he has so much wealth of knowledge and, I mean, just, I mean, if you're not overwhelmed, I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I want to continue to talk, but hey, he's hungry. It's a little dark there,
yeah,
so it's time for him.
yeah, yeah. It gets dark here quick.
I, I see
We
it
in the
gets dark
desert.
real
We in the
quick.
desert. Hey,
Right.
look, this is the that lets people know I'm out here. I'm out here for real. I'm out here for
That
real.
is, so tell the people where they can follow you. Where can they follow your journey?
I'm mainly Facebook, Instagram, both the Ride Share Foodie. That's RIDESHARE Foodie FOODIE. Uh, Also TikTok, the Ride Share Foodie. And my website, ridesharefoodie.com. That's my website. But I'm
Okay.
mainly Instagram, Facebook. Most of my TikTok is when I go to reservations. So I've been to 10 different Native American reservations. So when I do like native food, I put most of that on my TikTok.
Oh, okay. Okay. I need to check out your TikTok. I haven't been
So
on
thank
that
you.
one. So make
You
sure
had to
you guys,
find a niche for that.
you
Yeah.
said you have to find a niche for it.
A niche for that. Yeah, because there's so many people that do different things on TikTok. I'm like, I had to find
Oh,
something because I had one and I only got it because a buddy of mine told me to get one, but I didn't know what to do with it. But I was just like, when I started doing native food, because somebody mentioned when I went to my first reservation, it's like, most of the natives are on TikTok, right? We all on Native American, we on TikTok. I'm like, I didn't know that, so I did a video. I was like, who has the best fry bread in America? That's like a huge native thing. And that's where all the natives from the different reservations around the country, even other countries, was like, "I'm right here, bro. We at da 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 da," and then invite you. It's like, man, will you come to my
wow.
reservation? Even like two different people hit me up on TikTok and invited me to their house for dinner. So I got to make my own, fried bread taco and the elk chili, at their house. So it's opened a lot of doors and opportunity, like I said, to actually experience different people's culture. But that's most of
Hmm.
my TikTok because it's not something other people are doing because a lot of people assume you're not allowed to go to a reservation. So I was like, that'd be my little niche. Going to a
There you
reservation, I put
go.
that stuff on TikTok. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
So
you heard it. So make sure you follow his journey. Follow him on social
yes.
media. Check out his website so you can see what's going on with him.
Yeah.
And always support. Always support. So I'm excited to see your next journey,
Oh,
your books, your
and
app.
and also give me some recommendations for Oklahoma because I'll be back in Oklahoma this spring. So make sure y'all send me some of the
Now,
recommendations
now you know spring starts in exactly
later
21.
spring, late spring. I'll be there. I'll be leaving here like the end of the end of April ish. So
Oh,
I'll be in
okay.
Mexico. Yeah, I'll be leaving here, but I'll be being able to stop in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, definitely,
yeah,
definitely hit me up.
yeah,
I may have a few places in mind. Yeah,
yeah,
may have a few
yeah,
places
yeah.
in mind.
Most definitely,
Definitely, we can do that. We can make a
most
connection.
definitely. Yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
Make a connection.
Well, thank you again for coming on Share the Tea Tuesdays. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and
Thank you so much for having me.
our followers. I was about to say our guests, our followers, our
Yeah,
listeners. If you're on the podcast, don't forget to follow Share the Tea with V on social media and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always remember to be insightful, be impactful, and intentional. I know I said that backwards, but you know the three I's, but always do
yeah,
all of them every single day. And hey, this is Let's Talk. I know some people was wondering like what is the Let's Talk? So I was told today I need to make sure that I keep these on here. So I'm working on this, okay? So with
yeah.
the Let's Talk, we're teaching, advocating, listening and knowledge. So with this segment right here, I know we've covered all four. And you
Awesome.
can't say we haven't. So you got to go back and start from the beginning if you missed it. All right. So thank you, friend. Hopefully I'll
Thank you
see
so
you when you
much.
come to
And one more thing, I must add, if you guys ever want to come to Baltimore, I got you. I'll let you know what to get, where to go, a chicken box and a half. But we come to Baltimore. There's certain things you gotta get, but y'all let me know if y'all ever come to Baltimore. You need recommendations. I holler
Okay, that's real. 'Cause I've never been to Be
yeah.
More, so I'm
Now,
hoping to.
see, that's how it works. Now you got a reason to go. So, okay, now I know somebody that can tell me where to go. Show me the
Right,
ropes.
that's true. That is all right. Well, I'll let you get the rest
Thank
of
you
your
so
evening,
much.
but thank you again. And
No
until
problem.
next time, guys, y'all have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Awesome. Peace.